I want to go over the list of the 40 most read books of 2023. The way I was cutting up and crying in that therapy session, these Lucy score books, not interested, not reading them. Add it to your TBR. Always, always, always go to the library first. You don't need to add that to your TBR. Believe me, it's ugly. Oh, hi guys, I am a mess. Oh my God, my eyes are so bad. The way I was cutting up and crying in that therapy session. Listen, next time I'm bringing my own Kleenex. I am not having a bad day. I'm just full. I'm so emotionally full. And on this self-care journey, I knew that it was gonna be a priority for me to get back into therapy. This is not my first time in therapy. I was actually in therapy like years back after my father died. That was a lot for me. My dad was my person and he was my constant. And so it's just hard after you lose your person. So yeah, I had to come to therapy for that. And then a whole bunch of other stuff started happening in my life. And I was glad that I was in therapy. But anyway, my therapist ended up getting sick and then she left. And so now I've been on the hunt to find a new one. I'm excited to get back to me. I know you guys saw my last video where I was getting like my self-care items. But to me, my emotional self-care journey is the most important part. If your mental health is not intact, I feel like a lot of the other areas in your life will not be the greatest. So I'm just glad that I'm back in therapy. And I was able to get like such a good release. I feel like this new chapter and this new journey, it's very freeing and it is very scary. Anyway, she did recommend a book and that's fitting because another form of self-care for me, I do really enjoy reading. I love book shopping. Shopping retail therapy is a thing, okay? And I wanted to buy some new books anyway because I recently read an article, the 40 most read books of 2023. There were some books on the list that I was like, some of these I want to read. For now, the therapist was telling me a really good book to get is Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. It is by John Gray, and this one looks like it came out way back in 2012. So I've already hit my fiction reading goal for the year, but I haven't read as many nonfiction books as I would like. I really enjoy reading nonfiction because it just helps to strengthen me mentally, intellectually, and emotionally. So yeah, I'm excited about this book because it's categorized as like nonfiction, self-help, personal development, marriage, relationship, communication, all that jazz. Child, I wish I had some makeup with me because I am so puffy. Oh my God. So anyway, we're gonna go book shopping and then my husband asked me out on a lunch date, which is so cute. He was like, girl, you was looking cute this morning. Let me take you out on lunch. I don't know where we're gonna go, but I am excited to just spend some quality time with him. Always, always, always go to the library first. It's like, why would you not go and see if you can get it for free? Unless it's one that you're trying to collect or annotate. I had to come to this library particularly because I'm taking back that We're So Good at Smiling. I just don't want to read it. And if you know by now from watching my videos, I'm not going to force it. Those most read books of 2023, The Midnight Library was one of those books. It says she must search within herself as she travels through the midnight library to decide what is truly fulfilling in life and what makes it worth living. I feel like I'll be able to like connect and resonate with it. It has very good reviews. I am just not really the biggest fan of this large print, so I'm going to attempt to read it. If it is too weird, I'm just gonna bring it back. And I'll just have to wait until the regular print is back in stock. I cannot believe they had the Carrie Soto is Back book. This is another one of the most read books of 2023, and I would like to read it, but it's not a big deal if I read it or not. Yeah, I'm just so glad we swung by here first because I was able to get 2 books, so that means now I only have to buy like 2 or 3, so let's go. 2 Allie Hazelwood books on the list, and then there are 2 Taylor Jenkins Reid books on the list. One True Loves is a book that I want to read, so I might get this one. But I do want to try this author. I've heard really good things about her. No thank you. No thank you. No thank you. No thank you. Very, very good and catchy title. I heard really good stuff about this. This is on the TBR, but I don't know if I'll actually read it. Husband is over here trying to get toys for Lil. He's found books for her. Hi there. Hey girl, hey. All of these are on the list, of course. This is the other option that I might get. If this is on the list, it is a hard no for me. Feeling a lot more refreshed. I had the biggest headache and my eyes were burning. They still kind of burn. I guess I was just so full emotionally. I was trying really hard, you guys. Like there was like at least 4 times where I like had a meltdown in that therapy session and I was just like exhausted after we left. But yeah, let me show you guys what I got from Target as far as books. So I did go ahead and get A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. This was one of the books on the list and this was already a book that I was eyeing and interested in. Let's just hope that it's worth the hype. It was only $7.99 at Target. That makes me so happy. God, I love it when I get a book on sale because these books can be outrageously priced. I did go ahead and get the Embrace Your Almost. This book is by Jordan Lee Dooley and I've never heard of this author. I've never even heard of this book. They had it on sale right now for $10. I think it was originally $15. I just figured, you know what, might as well give it a go. And it says Jordan Lee Dooley knows firsthand how devastating it can be when you almost achieve a goal, almost reach a dream, and almost get to where you want to be, only to land just short of the finish line or watch it all fall apart at the last minute. Goes on to say, unmet expectations have a way of making us rethink everything. It's in those moments when you're not where you expected to be that you have a chance to pause, consider what matters most to you, and redefine what success looks like for you in a world that's constantly telling you what you should want to do. So it just sounded cool. And then it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bullet points, and I'm just here for it. My love for reading is mainly in the nonfiction genre, but I have really appreciated falling in love with fiction again in 2023. I am bummed out they didn't have the book that my therapist suggested, so I'm probably just gonna have to go to Barnes, which we have to go there anyway because I still need to do my fall TBR. But anyway, while I was there, I grabbed the Vanilla Bean Brulee by Good and Gather coffee K-Cups. These sound so good. Warm, sweet, creamy vanilla flavor with caramelized sugar notes. Sign me up. It is light roast. I do prefer like medium dark, but whatever. It's a rainy, gloomy day. Hopefully it's good. As a matter of fact, I'm sleepy now, so we should have some now. Guess we need the cup there. Oh, it smells so good. That's good. Ooh, it's good. It's cute. I think that this is such a cute little fun base for like fall drink. Sign me up. I want to go over the list of the 40 most read books of 2023 Goodreads reading challenge. So here's some good books if you still have room to add books to your TBR. We'll go through the list really quickly together. And you guys will have to come back for a part 2 of me reading some of these books from the list that I find interesting in a different vlog. Okay, so the number 1 book, which is crazy, the top 5 books. Whoa. So the number 1 book is It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. I did read this book. I rated it a 3. Do I think you should add it to your TBR list? No. It was just all right. Daisy Jones and the Six. Yes, added to your list. It's a historical fiction about 6 band members, and it was a very good time. If you are going to read it, I really enjoyed it on Audible. The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I wanted to read this book so bad. I have had a change of heart. There is so much controversy surrounding this book. And a lot of people don't like the way that TJR writes people of color. It was just so many opinions and so much controversy. I was just like, you know what? I'm good. I believe you guys. It was a good book. I'm not reading it. I just don't want to read it anymore. I'm glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. Read it. Yes. Add it to your list. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. Read it. Yes. Add it to your list. This was another book that got a lot of controversy. However, I didn't know it was so controversial until after I read it. The reason I believe there are so many mixed opinions on the book is because it's not your traditional love story. However, it is real. This is what happens in real life. That's one thing I will commend Colleen Hoover. She's willing and okay to go there. Everything's not like just so put together and so whimsical and just like amazing. Like, no, that's not real romance. That's not real life most of the time. And so she writes about realistic love traumas and realistic love stories. And so it's a lot for people to handle. Number 6, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. Wanted to read this book, had a change of heart. Now I just feel like I read the book because of how much and how many reviews the book has gotten. I believe you guys that it was a really good book. It will probably get an award, and yeah, so if you want to read it, add it to the TBR, because I do believe people when they say it's a good book. I don't know why. I just feel like it probably was, but I am not going to read it and validate if it is or isn't. Number 7, Lessons in Chemistry. Very torn on this one. It sounds like it's written very well and very true to the timeline that it was written for, but they are supposed to come out with a TV series, so I feel like I should just wait and watch that. But I might read it. If I do, I won't get to it this year. Verity, add it to your list or not? I cannot in good conscience tell anyone to add this to their TBR. It was a good book. It was crazy. I feel like this type of book you just need to read at your own risk. Prince Harry's book, ciao, I'm not reading it and I'm not interested. Any Akatar book, I'm not reading it. I'm not interested. Emily Henry, Book Lovers. This is our number 11 book, and I wanted to read it really bad at the beginning of the year. I've read 2 books now by Emily Henry, Happy Place and Beach Read. I had 2 totally different experiences. She writes those extra happy, extra fluffy romance books, and I don't know if it connects with me. I like my romance written a different way. It doesn't need to be as traumatic as like how Colleen Hoover writes it, but it doesn't need to be as fluffy as how Emily Henry writes it. And Happy Place was good. That book, I enjoyed it because there was some conflict, because there were other things going on in the story. It wasn't just straight romance. I'm not like the biggest fan of like a straight just romance literature, but anyway, Book Lovers is off the list because I feel like I've seen all that I needed to see from Emily Henry. I think she's a very good storyteller and she writes romance well. It's just not written for me. Moving on. Things We Never Got Over. These Lucy Score books, not interested, not reading them. The Housemaid, added to your TBR. It was a great time. It was just amazing. The Silent Patient, added to your TBR. This was the first ever suspense thriller book I read. I read this book before it got popular like 3, 4, 5 years ago. I will say that it is slow, but the plot twist is amazing and it was a good time. Twisted series, won't read it, don't find it interesting, so I don't know. More Akatar books. Taylor Jenkins Reid, number 18 with Carrie Soto is back. I am more interested to read it now that I've read Malibu Rising. Carrie Soto was mentioned in the book, and the way that she is framed and written, it just makes me interested to read this book. I heard this book is very heavy on the tennis. I do like tennis, but I don't feel like I like it enough to read about it to the magnitude it's written about in this book. As you saw, I did get it from the library. I'm going to give it a try in large print. If I'm not feeling it, I'm going to take it back. And would I buy it again? I don't know. Phenomenal reviews. If you do add it to your TBR, you probably won't be disappointed. But yeah, if I don't like the large print, I'll probably take it back, and I don't know if I will even read it this year. That's good. The Perfect Marriage, add it to your list. Such a good time. If you like fast-paced thrillers that are like kind of messy and just theatrical and fun, add it. If you don't add it. Next book, number 20, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Clearly, we just bought it. I do want to read that one. Ugly Love. You don't need to add that to your TBR. Believe me, it's ugly. This almost turned me off from Colleen, but I get it. Number 23, Icebreaker. Immediately no. Reminders of Him. I actually just read this book, didn't even know it was on the list, so I thought that was kind of cool. Should you add that one to the list? No, I don't feel like you have to read this book. More Akatar books. Number 26, The Love Hypothesis. I have no interest in reading this book, but there are 2 Allie Hazelwood books on the list, which prompted me to see if she's an author I should explore. Number 27, we got Mad Honey. More Akatar books. Now, number 29, Remarkably Bright Creatures. I do want to read this book. When it first came out, I was like, this sounds like a really good fiction book I need to read. I just don't want to buy it. So I'm probably going to get this book from the library. I can't say to add it to your list or not, but I know that I'm adding it to the Midnight Library. We got that today from the library, hoping that I have a good time. The Fine Print, not interested. Twisted Games, not reading. The Inheritance Game, not reading. Final Offer, not reading. November 9th. Not interested. One True Loves, I am interested, but I don't have to read it this year. Song of Achilles, very much interested, but there's so much hype, I don't know if it's gonna live up to it. Number 38, Malibu Rising, which is so ironic. I didn't know this was on the list either. Should you add that to your list? No, I don't think you should add it to your list. Like, I don't think it's a book that you just like, you need to read this book. No, I don't think that. But if you do read it, you will get some good elements, and then there will be some things that are just like, A lot of people love this book. I mean, they rated 5 stars or 4 and up. They love this book. I didn't have that same experience. I didn't have a bad experience. It just didn't live up to all that hype for me. Number 39 is Love on the Brain by Allie Hazelwood. So like I said, I'm trying to decide, should I read that one or The Love Hypothesis? We shall see. I don't really have to read one of her books. People said that she's a really good storyteller. So we'll see. Number 40, The Last Thing He Told Me. I will never read this book. I watched the series. I was like, wow, this was a book. I know this was slow paced. I know people got irritated reading this. My friend read it. She said that she got so irritated she DNF'd it towards the end because it was like, can you get to the point already? The character building, she said, was phenomenal. And I can tell that from watching the series. But other than that, it just needed to be a TV show because it's already not the best as a TV show. I can't even imagine torturing myself to read that book. But it's on the list. A lot of people are reading it and a lot of people love it. So those are my thoughts on the list. And like I said, you guys will have to come back for another video because I do plan to obviously read some of these books and share my thoughts. I love reading vlogs. But anyway, hope that you guys have enjoyed watching today's video. Thank you for being on this journey with me. I'm glad I am able to be more transparent. A lot of times people are afraid to be this vulnerable and share this much online. When you do this, you do open yourself up for other people's opinions and their judgment, and it's a very hard thing to do. I just hope that I am able to inspire someone else, and I hope that by sharing my struggles and the difficulties that I'm going through in this season, I hope that you realize you're not alone if you are having a tough time as well. So that's mainly why I think it's important to share. So I am going to journal and I'll probably read before bed. I kind of just want to be, and I think that's enough for me for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, watch another. Don't forget to subscribe if you are interested in book content and self-care content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. This was a really good choice.